Hello beautiful people, and welcome to my first ever YouTube video. My name is Lisa Marie, and in the past 6 years I've lived in 6 different countries and 8 cities. I'm originally from Germany, and after finishing high school, or the German equivalent of high school, I decided to travel and make travel a big part of my life. Ended up spending quite some time living in Italy, in France and Spain, and in the UK, and lately in Los Angeles, so the United States obviously. And now I'm back home because of the coronavirus, and I do have a lot of time to reflect and think about what has happened over the past 6 years. And for the first time, I actually have the time to process everything that has happened. And I decided to share all of this because I want to inspire people to travel more and go abroad once all of this is over, obviously, and be more fearless and bold and do things that you actually want to do with your life and broaden your horizon. And that's why I thought I'm going to share all the realizations and all the learnings I had over the past 6 years, because they shaped me as a person. And so I made a little list of 6 things, because 6 countries, 6 things, right? Of things that I've learned abroad, and I think those are experiences. Some of them are negative in the moment and some of them are positive, but in the end all of them are very helpful and good experiences because they shaped me as a person. So the first thing I wrote down was appreciation of my own culture, because when I moved abroad for the first time, I went to Italy and I thought Italy is just like Germany, we're all Europe, we're all the same, because I'm just gonna be in Europe and it's gonna be all the same. Turns out I was a little bit off. Italy is so different from Germany. I can't even start to explain this. It's huge. The difference is extreme. And I realized I'm much more German than I thought I was. There were so many German traits that I wasn't aware of that they are German, or I don't want to say German, but maybe like associated with Germany. And a lot of things that I started appreciating about my own culture, a lot of things that I now make a big part of my life consciously, because I know those are things I grew up with, so those are things I like, they are part of my culture and I want to keep. And although I've changed a lot throughout the years and throughout traveling, so those are things I want to keep. And there are a lot of things in my culture that I really love, and once I have children I want to teach them those things. So I really started to appreciate my own culture, which I think is a beautiful thing. Another big thing for me, and that is huge and was a very, very, very tough lesson, was resilience. So coping with bad bad things. Again, I don't think there are any bad things necessarily. It's always like the meaning you give something, but that was a big one that I really had to learn. For example, when I moved to Italy, my phone got stolen within the first week, and I didn't have anything, and I was 18 back then and I didn't know what to do. So that was really hard for me. And then later on I moved to Paris and I got scammed for the first time in my life, and I lost 1,000 euros. And in that particular moment it was so tough, it was so hard, it was really a hard cookie. But now it made me much stronger, and nowadays I'm much more resilient. When something so-called bad happens, I'm much more chill about it. I'm like, okay, there's always a solution to it, there's always a reason for it, there's something to learn from it. And that was something that that lesson applies to all different parts of my life, everything. Whenever something bad happened abroad, I came out of it much stronger. And nowadays, if I'm faced with a problem, I don't freak out. I'm much more relaxed, and I know that I will always find a solution for everything. And if you stay calm and relaxed, things are always gonna work out one way or another. So resilience is such a big one, and I feel like everyone's gonna learn it at some point in their life, because it's part of our journey and something that we need to learn in this life. But I learned it much quicker and much earlier because of traveling and because of being abroad, because there you're faced with a lot of different difficulties and problems that wouldn't necessarily come up if you stayed home. So this was something I learned very early on, and I'm really happy about it, and this is something I'm gonna keep for the rest of my life. And this leads me to my next point, which is confidence. Because of all the resilience and all of the experience I had positive and negative, I got so confident. I'm not arrogant. I'm not gonna walk around and say like I'm above everything, but I got a lot more confidence in when it comes to facing problems and just trusting yourself and knowing your worth. Like I know that I can master a lot of things whenever there's something facing, like any like problems facing me. I know that I can solve them again, and I know that I'm much stronger than I actually thought I was, and that was something that I learned abroad because a lot of times when there was something coming up, I had to deal with it myself. My parents weren't there, my friends weren't there. I had to deal with it and I learned so much from it. And all of those experiences gave me so many different learnings and lessons that now they broaden my horizon, and now I can deal with lots of different things, and like a lot of like situations come up in my life and I had them one way or another abroad. And whenever you broaden your horizon, you gain confidence. You come out much stronger on the other side, and that makes you so confident, so ready to deal with the world and really work on your dreams and your goals because you know that you can do it. And I get very passionate about this, and I always tell people to go abroad because you're going to grow so much and you're going to get so confident, which will give you like a different glow and a different aura almost. And this confidence will open so many different doors for you because say you have a job interview or you have like a date, something where you meet people that you don't know before, because you're confident and you know who you are. You can just show up and impress people, and you don't have to worry about what people think of you or the way you act or should I start this YouTube channel. Just do it, and you're confident enough to do it. And this is such a big one for me as well. So I feel like resilience and confidence, they go hand in hand, and those are big lessons that you learn when traveling. Another point that I wrote down was magic is what you made it. So before I first moved to Rome, I thought it was a magical city and people that lived there lived magical lives and were magical people. And then I realized it's just a normal city. Like, don't get me wrong, it's beautiful and I love it, and it's one of the coolest cities in the world. But it's just a normal city with normal problems, normal people, and it's like it took the magic a little bit out of it, which I think is a good thing because I wouldn't necessarily put it on a pedestal and be like, wow, this is the amazing thing and I'm down here. No, it's like it's those people have the same problems that I have, and the city has so many problems actually. I was surprised and I realized I wouldn't want to live there forever. It's not my city, but I really enjoyed my time there. What I mean when I say magic is what you make it is it took this kind of magic away, but it gave it a different kind of magic because I had magical experiences there. I had amazing like opportunities. The city itself, when the sun sets or the sun rises, is gorgeous, which I think is magical. And you find magic in little things, like when you start like speaking Italian, you're able to have like a solid conversation in Italian. That's magical. When you meet people from different countries, from like the other side of the world, and you connect like on a very deep level, that's magical. Or enjoying ice cream on the like I don't know, the Trevi fountain wherever you are. It's like those are magical experiences, and those like showed me that I can kind of create those experiences for myself, and I don't have to put anything like cities or people on a pedestal and kind of decide what is magical for me and how can I create magic in my own life. Traveling also helped me to find myself, and now I know who I am, which kind of comes back to my first point where I said I do appreciate my own culture a lot more. Now I know who I am, my values, the things that I like, the things I'm good at, the things I'm bad at, and like all of the things that make me me. And this is something I learned big time when I was traveling, because you are exposed to so many different people, so many different influences, situations, and all of this like hits you every single day, and you kind of have to pick and choose what you like and kind of what you're good at, and it really shapes yourself like as a person, but also all your choices, the choices that you make. And this definitely influences all the choices that you make going forward. Choosing a career, choosing a partner, choosing the country that you want to live in, like down to what do I want to eat, what feels good to me. And that shapes everything. And you knowing who you are makes you so strong, and you're strong in arguments and interviews in all the situations because you know who you are, you know you can trust yourself. And this is something that's so important, and another life lesson next to resilience that I think that everyone has to learn in their lives. And my last point, which is a little bit contradicting, is although all of this is fun, nothing replaces home. I've just come back after 6 years of traveling, and I thought it's gonna be tough to be back home and to live with my parents for a little bit, but nothing replaces home because there's always the sense of safety that's kind of attached to home, at least for me. And especially now that we are in a global crisis, a pandemic, it's so important to be somewhere where you feel safe, to be where your heart is. And that was like, for me, the point where I said, I need to go back home. And it's not a step back to move back to your parents. It's not like that your growth is kind of plateauing. No, it's it's good. It's okay to move back home if you need it for some time. You can always go abroad again, or if you don't want to go abroad, you can like rent your own apartment. But I feel like home gives you such a sense of self, of safety, of nurturing. I always say to people, never abandon your home. Like, always have your home base. You need to know where you can come back to when the world falls apart, like right now, right? So that is it. This is my little list, and that was actually quite fun to film, and I want to do more of this. I hope that you enjoyed this video and that you got some inspiration from it. I know that right now we can't travel, and I urge you to stay home, watch this video and stay home. But at some point, hopefully we can all travel again and can start broaden our horizon. In the meantime, I think it's very important that we reflect on our past experiences and what we've learned and what we've taken from it and who we are today. And if we spend this time right now that we have plenty of, if we spend this wisely, if we stay at home, stay safe, and meditate, journal, kind of ponder and think who you are, what you want out of this life, you can get out of this quarantine a lot stronger and with a very fresh and clear mindset. And then you can start doing all the things that you wanted to do, but maybe you've never done. So I hope that you've got some inspiration from this video. And again, stay home, stay safe. And that's it for this video. I'm sure that there's a lot of things that I could have talked about. So I want to hear from you in the comments below. Please also follow me on Instagram, subscribe, and then I'll see you next time. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.